Yeah, we've had an extended preseason this year because of the fall festival. So it's been nice. We got an extra week that we wouldn't normally have, where they had not started school yet. So it allowed us to get on the field a lot more and spend a lot more time together. So so there's a lot of bonding going on. But I think we're really excited. We have a big challenge ahead to open the season on the road. In the Pacific Northwest, so that will be a big challenge for us. I think the biggest thing at this point is there's a lot of new faces, so there's a lot of people to introduce to the group and have kind of become like a cohesive part of the group, which these guys as captains have done a really great job of welcoming people in to the team. So for us, really, I think it's about getting to find out who we are and the message we want to send about ourselves for this weekend. So we're excited.
Last year, a lot of confidence coming back, I would assume, but also kind of maybe a little bit of we let something out of our grasp at the end of the year. Is that a fair way to kind of sum up the attitude going in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that kind of having that baseline from last year is exciting, but also we talk a lot about having a short memory, and none of that goes into this year. I mean, we use it as confidence, and we use it as proof that we can beat any team we face, and that's basically, but it's a whole new season, and we have a chip on our shoulder from the way things ended last year, and I think that it just makes our goals so much bigger because we know that we can do it, but we didn't accomplish it last year. So, definitely just that chip on the shoulder, and we need to take care of business all the way through season and postseason this year.
We definitely don't want to be that team who wins once and then doesn't do it again. And I think that's all something that we would like to do, is to keep that going. And we're all here to work, and especially this freshman class is here, and they're ready to get in and do the hard work and make those relationships with the upperclassmen and everyone on the team. And I don't know, I feel like the chemistry on this team is really good this year. And a lot of people want to do really great things, and I definitely do, and I definitely think it can happen this year, especially.
Questions?
Obviously, I know we talked last year, we've got to get this program competitive and winning like other programs, and you showed that the talent is there. I mean, you had a terrific season. So the next step is just, like you said, just kind of continuing that and doing it and building it year after year. Do you guys feel like this is kind of the foundation year?
Yeah, you mentioned talent, and I think we talk a lot about a lot of times the teams that win games are not the ones maybe that are the most talented. They're the ones that step out on the field and believe that they're going to win and are willing to do anything that it takes to win. And I think that that's something that we've talked a lot about, during captain's practice, during preseason, and that this group as a whole, I think, is beginning to grasp and is, going to use to launch into this season. So I think just working on those intangibles as we're working on the technical and as we're working on preparing for teams, just knowing that no matter who we face, we have it within our group and within our program to be successful.
I think we definitely have started to build a foundation, and at this point it's just picking and choosing how we want to move forward with that. And so by adding in new people and having people graduate, it's just adding a little extra to the team every year. But I think we have a pretty solid foundation. Obviously we're working on advancing that and having higher standards for that foundation, but I feel like that foundation is pretty set, and all we can do is just work on making it better at this point.
Yeah, I think what from what these guys said, I think a lot of times the performance takes care of the result. So we're just really focused on the things that we can do right and the effort that we can put in, and if we do those things right, then we're going to put ourselves in a really good spot to get the results that we want. So, but I do think the goal of the program is big, and I think they have a lot of expectations on themselves, which is exactly what you want. If you don't have expectations for yourself, I don't think anybody else will. So So that's great. I think we have a lot that we expect out of ourselves and that we want to accomplish. And, yeah, I think we're just excited to get going. I am. Hopefully they are.
Yeah.
Quit practicing, right?
Yeah.
Scrimmages are fine to a point, but yeah, it's time to play. Especially, I mean, you see, high schools are starting and everything else is going on, and it's like, we're supposed to go first.
Yeah.
We've been here for a month now, so it's.
Seems like the theme has been belief in the team, and bringing in as many freshmen as you guys are. Who's kind of taking that kind of head role to bring in the freshmen, take them under their wing, and say, look, we can do this, you can do this. Who has that been on the team?
Well, I think that, Mira Bean and I, have definitely united and had goals and things that we learned from last season that maybe we fell short in that area, and that we realized the freshmen hadn't gotten the support that they needed in order to integrate and hit the ground running like we needed them to. So we had really big goals to do that coming into this season, and really just tried to communicate with other upperclassmen and kind of asking them what they got and what they felt like they didn't get, and what they felt like they needed, but we maybe didn't achieve that when they were underclassmen. And so I think that kind of just as a whole, we had the whole spring to upperclassmen and really sophomores too, just kind of realize what they were going to need in order to get them on the same page as quickly as we needed them to. Like with them coming in 3 weeks and we have a game, we needed them to get on the same page, and they're an awesome class, so they've integrated really well.
And it's been nice too, having Mick and I have this be our second time going into a new season, being captains, and we've been able to set activities like over the summer to help bring in the freshmen and kind of bring in and make it more cohesive from the get-go. And we also been doing, Megan mentioned this, well, she didn't mention this, she created this idea, the big sister, little sister idea. So we have the upperclassmen paired with the underclassmen, and that just is kind of to help the underclassmen feel like they have someone to talk to, things to do something with, and so it's been nice having that partnership from the get-go. So.
Yeah, I think the challenge with college soccer is we have one of the shortest preseasons of any collegiate sport. So, we play almost immediately, so you have a very short timeline to integrate new players and figure out how you want to play. Basketball starts in November, right? So like they have a few months, but we have a really short timeline, and I think, winning in any sport's hard. Winning in collegiate sports are really hard, and so the teams that do the best ultimately, I think, are the teams that don't have any distractions and have everyone on the same page. So I think these guys have done a great job of bringing in the new players and helping them feel integrated right away.
You mentioned big goals. It's been floated around a lot. Can you talk about it come the end of the season? What on your checkbox would you want to have tick off the checklist?
I think ultimately the goal would be to have control over where you can play and what's on the board and what's available to you. I think last season, we put decisions in other people's hands, and being able to finish and compete throughout a whole season is really hard. That's a challenge of it. But when you can do that, then you can control your own destiny a little bit more than letting other people get to control that. But I think it would be having a complete season and being ready to go from the first game. So I think that's the biggest thing for us, is that we come out and compete on Friday.
Especially too with that, playing 4 teams from other states, just making a statement for Colorado on who we represent. I think that's a big thing as well, just to set that standard early.
Yeah, I was going to ask kind of what excitement level that has for team bonding time in a different part of the country that we haven't been playing full teams. It's got to be some excitement for that.
So excited.
Somebody's bringing a national parks pass.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for the good coffee there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that in the itinerary?
I'm bringing my national Starbucks pass.
Oh yeah.
You got the park pass, you got the coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Got him covered.
That's probably we're probably ready. Yeah.
Question of the week, with school starting this week, back to school theme. Name your favorite
fourth grade teacher, Miss Polito, everyone in that class was called either Princess or Prince. I don't know why, but we all were. There was a cardboard castle outside the classroom, so yeah, that one was memorable. I enjoyed that one.
Probably my fourth grade teacher as well. I think that was the year that like I fell in love with teaching and knew that that's what I wanted to do. So
Future teacher right here.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Prince is important.